What is good, hunters? Welcome to another video. Today I want to go through a question that I see a lot of beginners or people who are new to the game asking, and that is, how do we find animals? So I'm going to break down this guide, and at the end of the video you will understand completely how to find animals, and it would pretty much make sense of the whole system that's in the game. First, we're going to talk about need zones and what they are. Basically, a need zone is a place on the map where animals will eat, drink, and rest. So when you pull up your map and you click on an animal, you will see these little icons pop up, and they represent where the animal eat, drink, and rest. It's their habitat. That's the area they pretty much frequent. Now, these need zones, it's not a guarantee that these animals will be there when they actually eat, the time that they eat. It's fairly randomized. And that's really what the cool thing is about this game, is that nothing, again, is guaranteed. It really adds to the experience of the hunt. So you'll be able to change your time. So let's say a need zone of where like red deer will drink, and you will go and you will not see them. And a few days after, you'll go and you'll find them. So it's very random, and it really adds to the hunt, and you need to be aware of that nothing is guaranteed. Certain animals, you'll find them repeatedly at a zone, but that's very, very rare. Now, when you find a need zone, it will have this kind of a orange or yellowish glow to it if you have a hunting sense on. Now, if you play at a higher difficulty, this will not happen. You won't see the glow, but you will see the zone. These zones have two states. One of the states is often, which means the animal obviously frequent there, and you have rare. You don't want to really pay attention much to these states, because what will happen is these will change every so often. You'll find yourself, as you hunt, you'll be finding new zones, and these zones' status would change. The next way to find animals is by droppings. Poo, for lack of a better word. There's two states to droppings, and it's dry and fresh. Again, if you want to find animals this way, simply by finding urine or droppings, you want to pay attention to these two states. Pretty self-explanatory. When you find the fresh droppings, you just keep following it, and it will lead you either to the animal or to a need zone. Now, this is where things get a little more complicated. If you choose to follow or find animals by following tracks, it gets a little bit complicated. And I say that because for those of us who came from Call of the Wild, when you find a track and you activate it or you analyze it, it shows a cone and it lights up these tracks, and you can follow it until you find the animal. In Way of the Hunter, that's not the case. You cannot highlight these tracks. You can analyze it, and it will tell you what type of animal it is, but that's all the info you're going to get. Now, to find tracks, I would say the easiest way to find tracks is that you want to go close to like a water source. So find a little pond, and you will definitely see tracks leading from the pond, away from the pond. And if you follow these tracks, it will also lead you to the animal or to a need zone. Now, you have to be observant of these tracks. If the tracks are glowing, there's a high chance that the animal pretty much just was in that area. If it's not glowing, then it's the same as the status with the poo. then it's not really, there was no activity in that area. You can also look at the grass around the tracks. If it's disturbed, if the tracks are a lot more clean, if you want to say so, or they have less grass, then there was recent activity in that area. If there's more grass, then there's a high chance that there wasn't much activity, or it might be one or two animals who walked past on that track. So just pay attention to those little details, and it would help you in your hunt, especially when you're playing on like higher difficulties like Ranger. You don't have these hints or tips at your disposal, so you'll have to eye everything. And observation becomes very key in being able to sort of track down your animal. Now, the last way of finding animals is my preferred way of hunting. This is how I grew up hunting, and I love hunting this way, and that's free, what I call free roam. Meaning just walking through the forest, not using any tracks or need zones or droppings, and just killing whatever you encounter. Now, this can be time consuming, just like the others, but again, you have options in the way you want to play. There's no one way to play the game. You can hunt any way you see fit, whatever pleases you. So you want to walk around slowly, paying attention to the sounds around you, the need zones around you if you want to, as little landmarks or little clues, and whatever you encounter, you can shoot. Now, here's the thing that affects need zones. If you harm or shoot an animal within one of these need zones, they won't return. That need zone might change, or it can take days until you find that animal back at that need zone. I've had it where some animals disappeared up to like almost 2 weeks. Animals are always moving between these zones, and again, there's no guarantee you will find them. So if you spook an animal within that area, don't give up. Don't feel that you've lost these animals. Technically, they run for about 300 meters. You just have to track them down, just follow in the direction that they ran, and you'll find them. So these are the ways of finding animals. This game is very challenging, but as long as you follow these steps, whatever you choose or however you choose to play, you will find naturally it becomes a lot easier. You'll get the hang of things, and you will find animals fairly easy. The more you play, the more you understand. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.